Have you ever found yourself asking why God, being omnipotent, can't simply eliminate Satan and the fallen angels? A question that stirs the pot, ignites curiosity, and opens a Pandora's box of theological debates. The omnipotence paradox is a fascinating concept that plays a pivotal role in this discussion. It's a conundrum that challenges our understanding of God's power and the nature of evil. So, to unravel this intricate query, in order to understand this, we need to delve into the story of Satan and the fallen angels. To understand this conundrum, we need to rewind to the beginning, to the story of Lucifer's fall. In celestial realms, where time as we know it holds no dominion, there existed a being of unparalleled beauty and wisdom named Lucifer. Once an angel, he was the bearer of light, a symbol of perfection. Yet, beneath this radiant exterior, envy and pride were brewing. Lucifer, captivated by his own splendor and wisdom, began to covet the power and authority of God. He yearned for the adoration that God received, the unquestioned love and worship from all of creation. This desire transformed into a dark ambition, a rebellion against the very one who brought him into being. With a heart hardened by pride and an ambition fueled by envy, Lucifer rallied a third of the heavenly host. He ignited in them the same rebellious spirit, a spark that would set the heavens ablaze. A celestial war ensued, a battle of cosmic proportions between the forces of God and the rebels led by Lucifer. Despite their number and strength, Lucifer and his followers were no match for the Almighty. They were defeated and cast out of heaven, a divine expulsion that marked the end of Lucifer's reign as the bearer of light. From that moment on, he became known as Satan, the adversary, the embodiment of all that is evil. Yet the transformation was more than just a change in name or status. Lucifer's fall marked a profound shift in his nature. He was no longer an angel, a divine being created in purity and light. He had become the antithesis of all that is good, a dark entity driven by hatred and a thirst for chaos. In the aftermath of this cosmic rebellion, a question lingers. Lucifer, now Satan, had rebelled against God, the source of all life and power. He had led a third of the heavenly host astray, sowing discord in the celestial realm. So we see Satan was once an angel who chose to rebel against God, but why didn't God destroy him then and there? The crux of the matter lies in the concept of free will. Free will. It's a beautiful gift, one that allows us to make choices, to shape our lives. And it's not just us humans who have been endowed with this gift. Angels, too, were granted this ability to choose, to decide their fate. You see, God, in his infinite wisdom and love, did not create automatons. He fashioned beings, both terrestrial and celestial, with the capability to decide, to act, and to shape their destiny. This is where we come face to face with a paradox. Free will, while empowering, also opens up the possibility for rebellion, for deviation from the path of righteousness. It's like a two-edged sword, really. On one side, it allows for love, compassion, and selflessness. On the other, it paves the way for hate, cruelty, and selfishness. God, being omniscient, knew this. He understood that granting free will meant that there was a chance, however slim, that some of his creations might choose to rebel, to stray from the path he laid out for them. But he also knew that without free will, love and devotion would be meaningless. Without the ability to choose, we would simply be puppets on strings, our actions devoid of any real value. And so, we see the emergence of evil, of rebellion, the unfortunate consequences of free will. Lucifer, once an angel of light, chose to rebel against God. His pride and ambition led him down a path of darkness, transforming him into Satan, the adversary. Other angels, too, were led astray, becoming what we now call the fallen angels. Thus, the existence of Satan and fallen angels is not a failure on God's part, not a flaw in his grand design. Rather, it is a byproduct of free will, a gift that comes with its own set of challenges. It is a testament to the depth and breadth of God's love, a love so profound that he allows his creations the freedom to choose, even if that choice leads them away from him. Thus, the existence of Satan and fallen angels is a byproduct of free will, a gift that comes with its own set of challenges. You might still be wondering, why keep Satan around? What's the purpose? Well, let's delve into the fascinating world of theological interpretations. Satan, as traditionally understood, is more than just a symbol of evil. He plays a crucial role in the grand tapestry of creation, serving a purpose that is both complex and paradoxical. One interpretation positions Satan as a test of faith for humanity. Picture Satan as the ultimate challenge, the final boss in a video game, if you will. His temptations and deceits are the obstacles we must overcome to prove our faith. When we resist his allure, we demonstrate our commitment to the path of righteousness. In this way, Satan, in his opposition to God, ironically helps to solidify our connection to the divine. But the purpose of Satan's existence extends beyond testing our faith. The presence of evil in the world allows for the demonstration of God's justice and mercy. It's like the darkness that makes the stars shine brighter. Without evil, how would we recognize good? Without suffering, how would we appreciate mercy? And without injustice, how could we understand justice? Consider a world without Satan, a world without evil. In such a world, God's attributes of justice, mercy, and compassion would make little sense because there would be no context for them. They would be like colors in a world without light, unseen, unappreciated, and ultimately meaningless. So, paradoxically, Satan's existence, with all the evil and suffering he represents, helps us to understand and appreciate God's divine attributes more fully. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a perspective that offers a deeper understanding of the world's complexities. In essence, Satan's existence serves as a test for humanity and a testament to God's justice. It's a reminder that every element of creation, even those we perceive as negative, holds a purpose in the grand scheme of things. So, the next time you ponder the existence of evil, remember that it's part of a larger narrative, one that tests, teaches, and ultimately leads us toward a deeper understanding of the divine. But what about the future? Will Satan and the fallen angels continue to exist indefinitely? The answer to this question lies in the concept of the final judgment, a cornerstone in various theological doctrines. The final judgment, as it's often called, is a day when all beings, both mortal and celestial, will stand before God to be judged for their actions and choices. In Christian theology, this is depicted as the second coming of Christ, a momentous event when Jesus returns to earth, marking the end of this age and the beginning of the final judgment. It is during this final judgment that Satan and the fallen angels, along with those who chose to follow them, will face their ultimate defeat and punishment. According to the book of Revelation, Satan will be bound and thrown into the abyss for 1,000 years, a period known as the millennium. After this, he will be released for a short time, only to be defeated once more and cast into the lake of fire, to be tormented day and night forever and ever. The fallen angels, too, will share in this fate, as they are held accountable for their rebellion against God. The final judgment, therefore, is not just about punishment, but also about justice and the restoration of God's intended order. It's about the triumph of good over evil, love over hate, and truth over deception. In the Islamic tradition, the Day of Judgment signifies a similar event. It is believed that on this day, every soul will be held accountable for its deeds. Even Iblis, the Islamic equivalent of Satan, and his minions will face the consequences of their actions. So, the final judgment serves as a reminder that, despite the chaos and suffering we may see in the world today, there is a divine plan in place. It reassures us that justice will ultimately be served, and the evil, represented by Satan and the fallen angels, will not triumph in the end. So, while it may seem puzzling, the existence of Satan and the fallen angels fits into a larger theological narrative. So, we've taken a journey from the fall of Lucifer to the concept of free will, the purpose of evil, and the final judgment. That's quite a journey, isn't it? We've explored some of the most profound questions in theology. We began by understanding the story of Lucifer's fall. It's a tale of pride and rebellion, of an angel who was once the brightest among his peers, falling from grace due to his own choices. This narrative sets the stage for our discussion about free will and its consequences. We then delved into the concept of free will. It's not just about making choices. It's about accepting the consequences of these choices. Lucifer's choice to rebel had far-reaching consequences, not just for him, but for the entire cosmos. As we moved forward, we examined the purpose of Satan's existence. The existence of evil, represented by Satan, serves as a counterpoint to good. It allows for the process of choice, for the exercise of free will, and it ultimately raises the stakes in the spiritual journey of every soul. Finally, we touched on the concept of the final judgment. This concept underscores the idea of accountability and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. The question of why God can't kill Satan is complex and multifaceted. It's a question that tugs at the very fabric of our understanding of good, evil, justice, and mercy. While this topic can be difficult to grapple with, it's these kinds of questions that make theology such an endlessly fascinating field of study.